Welcome, happy Saturday morning. I am Ellie and I am a certified yoga instructor, and today we will be doing a little bit of yoga, getting a little bit of movement in, or maybe a lot, kind of what I have planned today. So I'm very excited to get to share this class with you today. Before we get started on anything, please, just a couple of little housekeeping things. Make sure you got yourself a yoga mat or something that you're not gonna be slipping on, so you got a good, nice grip on it. Your handy dandy yoga blanket. If you don't have a yoga blanket, you are more than welcome to use a beach towel, anything that's gonna be a little bit, not very fluffy, but you'll still be able to cushion the knees if we ever need to use it. Your yoga strap, if you have one like this. If not, a scarf or a belt works as well, as long as they are not elastic. Like this one has no elasticity to it, so anything like that works amazing. And if you just happen to have them by any chance, any yoga blocks, you're more than welcome to bring them out today. Today's class is going to be kind of geared towards hip opening poses, exercises. So if you happen to have these and you have tight hips, go ahead and bring them out. If you don't, I will be offering some modifications, a couple of things that we could do to help make it just as enjoyable for you. And like always, it is very hot outside, so that is why the classes are indoors right now. But go ahead and grab yourself a lot of water. Make sure you are hydrating. And with that being said, like always, go ahead and listen to your body. Let's not go ahead and push ourselves anything further than what our bodies are doing, respecting the limits of our bodies. So have a safe and fun class. And with that being said, I think we can go ahead and get started today. There's definitely going to be a lot of movement, not too many breaks, but like always, feel free to take a break whenever you want to. You won't get in trouble for that. So today I do want to start our class fully reclined. So I'll go ahead and do that with you. I'll face this way, just so you guys can see what I'm doing too as I'm explaining it. But like I said, this is going to be a hip opening class for the most part, doing a lot of hip stuff. Again, just because I also work sitting down in an office, so I definitely feel the hip tightness. By Friday afternoon, I'm ready to, just be done with sitting in a chair. So let's go ahead and start fully reclined. Hands on the sides. You can keep your eyes closed or open them, whatever your preference is. Now let's start by taking a really big inhale and exhale through the mouth. Inhale again and exhale through the mouth. One more time, breathing in that nice, beautiful air. And exhaling through the mouth. And as we start to focus on our breath today, remember that the next 25 minutes are just for you. Nothing else matters right now, and it's okay not to think about anything else. You've made this time for yourself, so enjoy it. Take as much as you want from this class today. All I'm doing is just simply showing you some poses, and it's your choice if you want to take them or not. I won't be upset if you just want to stay here the rest of the class as you hear me talking through the class. Okay, and then next inhale, let's go ahead and bring those knees in. Giving ourselves a nice hug, because we've made it to our mats today on a beautiful Saturday morning, even though I'm indoors. But if you're outdoors, wherever you decide to do this, the practice is beautiful. So rolling from side to side, giving our low back a nice little massage. Like I said, I work in an office, so this feels really nice for me. And if you work in an office too, and if you don't work, sometimes it's just nice to just, take care of our low backs. We kind of forget that they're there. no matter what you do, if you go to work, staying home, working from home, whatever it is, you know, it's always nice. Then coming back to center, you can take that left foot and place it all the way down on the floor, straight, keeping that right knee nice and bent. Okay, keeping those toes flexed. So we're gonna start working with those muscles already, flexing our toes back towards us. All we're doing is opening up our hip a little bit. So taking that right leg, or that whole right leg out to the side. And if you want to stay here, that's nice. Taking that left hand to that left hip, kind of anchoring it down. And maybe if you want to, we make little circles with that right leg. In, out, one way, another. Again, just kind of opening up that hip, kind of saying hello, seeing where we're at. And then remember to keep breathing through everything that we're going to do today. And when you're ready, coming back to center. And all we're doing is switching legs. Taking that left leg out to the side. And again, if you just want to stay here, if this is enough for you, that's okay. And if you want to do a little bit more, maybe you start making those little circles, one way, the other way. Just kind of saying hello to that hip joint. And when you're ready, coming back to center, bringing that foot down, from bringing those knees, planting those feet down, bringing the knees up, and just swaying side to side. You might hear a little bit of a pop here, as long as it's a good pop in your low back. And when you're ready, turning over to your right side or your left, whichever is easiest, pushing ourselves up and coming all the way up. From here, let's just come into seated, no fancy way. Crossing our legs, staying nice and tall. Like always, you guys are always more than welcome to take a blanket. We won't be here too long, but always placing it right behind to get a nice straight back. So inhale, arms up, and exhale, left hand to the right knee. Right hand comes behind you for a nice, gentle twist. And taking a deep breath in. And exhale, maybe you get a little twist here. And one more breath. Inhale, hands all the way up, nice and high. And switching sides. And we're going to be here as well for a total of 3 breaths. Taking a deep breath in, filling the belly, filling the lungs. Next, inhale, hands up, and hands down to heart center. So, high again. Go ahead and remove that blanket from behind you, and we're coming straight into our hands and knees. Like I said today, because it is 25 minutes, we're gonna kind of be moving through everything, but you're always more than welcome to take as many breaks as you need to. You can always pause and then come back. Coming into hands and knees. Knees are about hip width distance apart, and hands are about shoulder distance. Again, we're stacking those joints on top of each other. And when we're ready, inhale, dropping that belly, pushing that mat away from us. Exhale, tucking that chin, rounding that spine. Inhale, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding that spine. And one more time. Exhale, tucking that chin and rounding the spine. And coming back. Give yourself a little wiggle. From here, we're walking our hands about 2 to 3 inches forward. We're tucking our toes, and we're taking our hips up to the sky for a very quick down dog. From here, just taking a couple moments, pedaling out the legs, kind of stretching out those hamstrings. Again, we're just kind of getting a feel for how our bodies are doing today. I know for me at least, it's been a very long week, so I'm very excited, very happy to have finally made it back on my mat. I hope you guys feel the same way, at least about being excited. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. And when we're ready, if you have any low back pain, please ignore my next cue and just meet us with your foot in between your hands. But if your back is okay to go, inhale, lifting that right leg up nice and high. Bend that knee and place that foot right in between your hands. If it doesn't make it, you show it who's boss and you tell it where to go. From here, planting that left hand on the ground and right hand coming up for a really quick twist. And when we're ready, hand back down, dropping that back heel. And in your own way, if you want to cartwheel up or if you want to use that knee to kind of get yourself up straight into our warrior two. Sorry about my hair. It's everywhere. It's the problems of long hair during summertime. Don't know what to do with it sometimes. So make sure our knee is bent. It is directly parallel with our ankle and that back knee. They're kind of, those two ankles are kind of in a parallel line together. Hands are out. And if you're having any shoulder issues today, go ahead and just bring them right here to heart center. So either one of those two options works. Now, as we're here, I just said we're going to be working a little bit today. So if you kind of want to imagine like you have both of the feet and you're trying to get them to meet each other, you should immediately start feeling those legs firing up. A little out of breath. Firing up, and then we're pretending like they're coming towards each other. And when we're ready, hands coming to the hips and straighten out that front knee. So that should feel a lot better. When we're ready, hands out again. We're still keeping that straight knee. From here, we're just gonna take that right hand and begin dropping that hip and reaching forward. And when we can't reach anymore, we're dropping that hand down somewhere along the line. So if it looks like this for you, that's great. If it looks somewhere down here, that's also great. What we are looking for, again, is just keeping that body up and out towards the long side of our mat. And placing that hand, keeping that torso nice and open towards the sides. One more breath here. Looking down, bend that front knee. Hands back out, back into our warrior two. Flipping that front palm and reversing that warrior straight up into the sky. When we're ready, cartwheel those hands all the way back down. Picking up that back heel, planting those hands, and taking that right foot and stepping it all the way back. Back into our down dog. We're gonna hang out here one more time. Bending those knees, bringing those heels down, really pushing our hands away from our mat. Try to make ourselves longer, bringing those hips up nice and high. And when we're ready, inhale, lifting that left leg up nice and high. Bend that foot, or bend that knee, sorry, you cannot bend that foot. And place that foot right in between your hands. And then same thing. Keeping that foot, planting that right hand, and taking that left hand up for a very quick twist. Bringing that hand back down, dropping that back heel, and in your own way, coming up to your warrior two. So now I will be backwards from you guys. There we go. Like this. Again, we are working on engaging those legs. So let's pretend that our feet are nailed to the ground and we're trying to get them to come closer to each other. Again, you should immediately be feeling the calves, the hamstrings, everything kind of working, kind of activating. Even though our feet aren't moving, there's a lot of muscle engagement going on right here. And when we're ready, hands to the hips, straightening out that front leg. hands out again. And when we're ready, we're gonna start reaching towards, now I have a wall in front of me, but begin reaching towards that wall, reaching towards whatever you have. And my hip just popped, but when you're ready and you can't stretch out anymore right there, dropping that hand down, and other hand can go straight up or keeping it at the hip. Yeah, and I'm feeling a little out of breath as we're going through these things, ironically, because yoga is about breathing, but I think it's just the summer. It gets hotter, breath gets shorter. Looking down, bend that knee, and hands coming back up to your warrior two. Flip that front palm and reverse your warrior. And then cartwheeling your hands all the way back down to your mat, picking up that left foot and bring it back all the way to your down dog. And I will meet you in our down dog. Looking forward, bend those knees and slowly begin to walk forward. Inhale, half lift. Go to the tippy fingers, exhale, bending, resting that belly on your thighs. It's a great moment here as we're taking our break to grab some water. Towel off if we're sweating. I know I'm sweating. And when we're ready, inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend those knees, coming up with a nice flat back, all the way up towards the ceiling. And hands at heart center. From here, we are going to be coming into our tree pose. So I highly recommend it though. Balance is a little funky today. I feel like it is for me. Again, I am practicing on carpet, so it will be a little more wobbly for me. I do recommend standing by a wall, using the wall as a prop. It's a great prop to use, or if you have a chair, anything that you could place your hands on just to get a little stability. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. We're standing nice and tall, shoulders back, tucking in that belly, you know. And a little here. Taking that right foot and kind of coming up on the ball of that foot. Then slowly begin resting that ankle on that left ankle, like I am doing. So I'm opening up a little bit. I think you can see it better if I go like this. So here we are. Again, we're actively working this. Left foot is nice and grounded. That big toe, that left big toe is really digging into my mat to keep myself from not tumbling over. And from here, if this is good enough for you, you can hang out here. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit, maybe you bring it up a little higher, and wherever you find yourself most comfortable. And then if you want to challenge yourself, maybe you take your hand off the wall, off the chair, wherever you're holding it, and hands can come to heart center. Again, we're actively trying to keep that right leg open as we continue keeping ourselves grounded. So wherever along the leg you feel the most comfortable is, please stay there. But you're always welcome to challenge yourself a little bit more, bringing that that right foot all the way in and bring it down. Wiggling that left foot out, kind of giving it a little wiggle for everything that it was doing for the last couple of breaths. Because you don't feel it, but then all of a sudden you take off half the weight and put it on the other foot completely, and you're completely like, whoa, what is going on? So again, we're standing nice and tall. Go ahead and grab the wall if you need to, anything. Taking that left foot, bringing it onto the ball of the foot, and resting it up against that right ankle. Okay, like this. If you want to hang out here, that's cool. And if you want to challenge yourself somewhere up on your leg, go ahead and do that. Keep that big toe on your right leg nice and grounded. You're actively pushing that right foot into that left leg, wherever you are on the actual leg. And if you want to challenge yourself, this leg isn't, there we go. You're more than welcome to. play around with it a little bit. Balance is a little funky on this leg for me too. Remember to take a deep breath. And when you're ready, coming back to center and bringing that foot down, wiggling out that left leg. Oh, sorry, that right leg. Sorry, my legs are all backwards and forwards, but you know, the other leg. I just think it's the heat. I mean, it's getting pretty hot. And when you're ready, let's come to the front of our mats. And then for this one, I will be offering a couple of, we got some time. So for this one, I will be offering a couple of different options. This is probably where we're going to be ending or close to ending today's class. It is a little bit of a deeper stretch. So have your blankets on hand. And if you happen to have blocks, go ahead and bring your blocks out. If not, I will just offer a modification for where we're going. So inhale, hands nice and high, hands together, bend those knees, keeping that back nice and flat all the way down. And you're gonna inhale, half lift, planting those hands and stepping that left foot all the way back, all the way back. So make sure you got a really nice big stretch in between. I'm working on carpet or I'm practicing on carpet, but if you have hardwood floors or anything, I do recommend bringing that blanket out and dropping that left knee onto that blanket like I have. Undo the toes, let them just kind of lay flat, planting that left hand down and then that right hand right on the knee. We are coming into a deeper pose here for that quad stretching, so I'll give you a couple of options here. If this is good enough for you, you want to hang out here, you know, more than free to hang out here. You want a little bit deeper, you're like, oh, my hips are pretty open. Again, you all know by everything that we've done how open the hips are. You are more than welcome to come down all the way to those knees, to those elbows. Again, my anatomy is completely off today, but like I am doing, if this is a happy place for you, you are more than welcome to come here as well. And one more option, if this is, you're kind of in between those two, this is kind of an alternative to those. So keep that left hand nice and planted, take that right hand, and all we're gonna do is roll out that right foot out to the side. As you can see, my right foot is completely going along with my leg. I'm not fighting to keep that foot planted. You can see the side of, or the bottom of my foot completely vertical. So this is just kind of opening up the hip out, if you can see that, up against that. So it was right here, and all we're doing is rolling it out to the side and just hanging out. Here again, having that right hand on that right knee for control. And so whichever one of these three options you have decided to take today, depending on how your body's feeling, you know, you're more than welcome to try a couple different ones, try something else on the other side right now. Once we move over there, our bodies are not symmetrical, so if something feels good on one side, it might feel different on the other. So, you know, experiment with your body, see what your body likes. And as we're here, go ahead and come back to center, whatever you decided to take, planting those hands, tucking those back toes, coming up, lifting up. And you're more than welcome to keep that blanket because we're just gonna switch sides from here, planting those hands and stepping it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, planting those hands, bending those knees, coming all the way up really quick. Nice big stretch. And we're coming all the way back down. Inhale, half lift. And taking that right foot and stepping it all the way back. Getting a nice wiggle in there. When you're ready, dropping that foot down, that knee down. I'm gonna stop apologizing for my anatomy today. It is just so off. Dropping or completely laying that foot flat on the ground, planting that right hand. And again, whichever one of the three options is best for you today, go ahead and do that as we kind of get a couple of breaths in here for our stretch on the opposite side. So for me today, this felt really good on the other side because it is my dominant leg. And when I do it on this side, it feels a little tighter. It's not pain, but this is definitely something that I would want to stretch out because I do feel the tightness on this side of my body. So I just kind of want to hang out here for a little bit. Maybe bringing it back and then taking it back out. ready, coming back, placing those hands down, tucking those back toes up, lifting that back leg, the back knee, and stepping it forward. And from here, we can just hang out before we go up, bend those knees, and you're more than welcome to just hang out right here like we did, or take those hands and wrap them behind your legs like this. You can just sway side to side. And when we're ready, planting those hands. Inhale, half lift, two to the tippy fingers, bending those knees. Exhale, and inhale all the way up. And in no fancy way, let's go ahead and just come onto our backs. I'm gonna do this kind of sideways again so you can see it from here. And what we're doing is your hips should feel a little more open now. I'm sweating. I'm actually sweating today. Your hips should feel a little bit more open, so let's go ahead and just lay down on our backs. I'm gonna do it this way so you guys can see what we're going, but all we're gonna do from here is grab, I think, you can see almost all my body, as long as you see my feet. We're bringing those feet in, grabbing the bottoms of our feet like so, and just coming in for a happy baby like this. Opening those hips up. They should feel a little more open now versus the beginning of the class. I would really hope so. Grabbing onto the bottoms of the feet and bringing those shins up vertically. And just swaying side to side from here. It should feel really good. And again, if anything ever in yoga doesn't feel good, don't force your body into it. Really just, get a feel for it. If it's not your happy place, then come out of it. We're always willing to modify, which just makes the practice so much more enjoyable. And when you're ready, letting go of those feet and moving them, planting them down and just moving side to side. Okay. And you're more than welcome to stay laying down. We're just coming in for our ending really quick meditation here. Hands can come at heart center or on the knees, whatever is the most comfortable for you. And closing our eyes if that's comfortable for you as well. Taking a big breath in together. And exhale out through the mouth. One more time. Inhale, big breath in. And exhale out. And I just want to take the last couple seconds, moments of this class to thank each and every single one of you for taking some time for yourself, for doing something so beautiful, so selfless, just, for yourself. And I thank you very, very much for allowing me the honor of sharing, this practice with you, sharing, all the things that I love about this with you. And thank you again for taking a little time with your Saturday to do something good. And I want to wish you a very lovely week. I want to wish you a lovely weekend, and I hope whatever you guys do that you enjoy it. And until we see each other again, please remember to continue checking the Riverside Community Health Foundation page, as well as the Pink Ribbon Facebook page, just for any updates or anything. And until we meet again, namaste.